The Paper Game by Laura, Alex, and Nate. There was a different flow per round we played. If we did not buy or sell paper, the direction would change. The flow also changed as the market changed. In rounds 1 through 10, we used real paper and had to fill out slips in paper in order to receive it. We first started by selling paper and then by buying it based on a 6-sided die and an 8-sided die. New rules were introduced such as instant paper, getting rid of delayed inventory, and payment. This altered the flow because it was instant instead of having to wait an extra step. In rounds 11 through 20, the introduction of specialty products altered the flow because 3 new steps were added. First, the roll was multiplied by 3, but since our product was worth more, it was multiplied by 5. Then the teams that were picked to sell were randomly chosen. And lastly, we had to decide to sell or not. The game will continue at this flow unless something new, such as a rule, alters it.
We begun the game with the classic strategy of buying low and selling high. Once we learned of the rule changes that included specialty products, we began to hold on to our inventory in the hopes that we would get lucky and be able to sell those at a much higher price. Our luck did hold, and once we got the premium price, we sold most of our inventory in order to boost our profits.
For our game rules, we all kind of consulted together. Laura managed the check and the register in the beginning until the rule changes, and she was also a consultant on our decisions. Alex was one of our accountants. He managed the T accounts in Excel, and me, Nate, I managed the paper account to double check all the things. We all consulted on making decisions, and if we couldn't come to a conclusion, we just voted on what we were going to do. For the project roles, again, we all consulted together. Visual production, we all kind of picked the pictures for the PowerPoint and worked together. Audio, we each had our individual slides to talk about. And for content, Alex worked on the Excel file, while Laura and I managed the flowchart. We collaborated in the end just to make a simple PowerPoint to put all of our information together. Our group functioned much like a professional business. For one, we had to compromise with each other, and one person did not get to make all of the decisions, which made it a lot more difficult, but it made it better because we made better decisions. Also, we had to introduce a new product in the middle of the game after certain rule changes to try to edge out the competition and make our business better than everyone else's. Thirdly, as far as record keeping, we had to keep track of the accounts receivable and accounts payable to make sure that we got paid for all of our paper and we paid for our paper, or we would have gotten in trouble for having faulty data. This is much like professional business, and you can get in a lot of trouble if you do not keep accurate data for tax reasons.
The market changed with the introduction of specialty products. This significantly impacted our business in a positive way because we were chosen as one of the top 3 best specialty products. This resulted in a 5 times pay increase, and luckily we were chosen multiple times. Another game rule that impacted us was a double die. This impacted us negatively and positively because the selling and buying prices both increased, although we did receive our paper and paid instantly. While Nate was able to keep an accurate written journal, Alex recorded all actions during the game in an Excel-based electronic journal. Having a journal in Excel meant that we could easily create electronic T accounts and display the ups and downs of our team throughout the game. Sometimes it was challenging to keep up with the fast pace of the game in the electronic T accounts, which made looking back at the written ones more useful so we could compare data. There's also so much to keep track of that we had to have more than one person keeping track. This really worked for us. However, if we could do it again, we would come up with formulas to make it more time efficient instead of having to go one by one and filling in the information. The paper game consisted of strategies, roles, and market changes, just like a real business. The process was displayed through a flowchart and T accounts. There were many challenges as well as triumphs while playing the game and creating this presentation.